what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Riverside Mind. I'm your bud Sutherland, and we are back with Lost Judgment. And we're gonna pick up from where we left off in the last video. We just bought some fly dance outfits. I don't even know if anybody actually uses that term anymore. That's such a 90s term. My bad. But we did get some dance outfits for the team because for some reason that became a thing. Now we're just skateboarding back to campus because apparently in order to work in the high school you must embrace the high school lifestyle and therefore also have a skateboard. So back we go. Before I go in, I'm just gonna quintuple check and make sure that there aren't any extra side stories. Yeah. I don't think there's anything excuse me, worth pursuing right now. So we're gonna head on up to the faculty lounge and move the story forward. Because that's what we're all actually here for. Though if you've played the Yakuza games, you know that the side stories and the sub-stories are where it's at. You know, depending on the game, with Yakuza, it can be hit or miss with the stories. Some of the games, the stories are better than others, but a lot of the side stories are hilarious, zany, and while tonally different, they produce all sorts of comic gold. The cult sub-story in Yakuza 0, as well as How to Train Your Dominatrix in Yakuza 0. Two sub-stories that immediately leap to mind as just frigging hilarious and memorable, but not at all in tone with the rest of the main story. So, but still worth it. Hopefully I'll be able to cover those coming up. But until then, we're going to talk to Sawa-sensei.
Hey, Sawa-sensei?
I know I can't keep you off campus. I don't have that kind of authority. But would you please stop bothering me?
Can you at least tell me what happened yesterday?
Enough! How many times must I repeat myself?
She's not going to give me the time of day if I keep pushing her like this. Guess I'll have to make do with just checking in on her. Okay. Is there anything on her desk that we can observe? Not at all awkward, just breaking out a random directional mic. I wonder if this picture of Mikoshiba was taken where they found the body. The location must be somewhere in Ijincho. If I'm gonna stay on this case, I need to look into everything.
Hey, Tsukumo? It's me. You think you could pin down where Mikoshiba's body was discovered?
Of course. In fact, I can do that pretty quickly. Why? Did you want to go there now?
That's the idea.
Okay, but note that it's been a few days since they found him. The police may have already scooped up the evidence.
Yeah, but I want to check it out anyway. Then I can decide if it was a waste of time.
In other words, you've got a detective's intuition? What a superpower to have. Okay, here we go. They found Mikoshiba's body in an abandoned building near Sakura River. It's near a small park. On the second floor of the building, specifically. The first floor is just a bunch of empty boutiques.
You're the man, Tsukumo. Thanks.
Okay. Excuse me. So apparently we're done at school. So I've got a fairly good idea of where they're describing. It's that small park down by the river that I've cut through a couple times. It's got the large concrete mound that has alcohol on top of it that some bums clearly left. Anyway, we'll Marty McFly our way down there. Seeing people are talking about it. See that building? It's where they found that body on the news. Sure feels a lot different from just seeing a crime scene on TV. Anyway.
Oh, you moron.
Ah. I couldn't get all
Really,
three
guys?
styles, huh? That is unfortunate. But hey. That's alright. So they're talking about it. So I was pretty sure it was going to be this building here. By this park. So we'll take a look-see. On the police line, do not cross an abandoned building near the Sakura River. This must be where Mikoshiba's body was found. Saying keep out. I don't see anything about police. The lock looks easy to break, but it's still daytime and there are people around. We should see if there's another way in. Parkour! We all knew this was coming.
What the?
There we go. That window's open, but it looks impossible to get up there. Seems like sneaking in from the front is out of the question. I should check the side or back of the building. Okie doke. Yeah, that would draw a lot of attention even if you were to get over there. Okay. But I'm thinking you could probably get over there.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it looks like you can get over this easy. Broken fencing, huh? I think I can get through with a little effort. I'll have to head through the rear of the building. Well, if the front won't work, I'll just have to improvise. I mean, there's two broken windows right there. Tell me you can't go in through one of those and then just find a stairwell? Well, I mean, how else are you supposed to show off the parkour mechanic, I guess? Made my way through it. Now hopefully there's a way in on this side. So, doors blocked by rubble, of course. Excuse me. Ah, an open window. I can use it to sneak in. I need something to give me a boost if I'm going to climb up there. Let's see if I can find something. Someone grab the shinies. Really, a bullet. Interesting. Well used rubber.
Hey.
Let me guess, the AC units? Yeah. Here's good. I can climb up from this spot. Always seems to be the case. You can get through these areas by taking a running start and then pressing circle at the exact time. Okay, so cross large gaps by running along running along a wall. Press X to sprint towards a gap, then press circle when prompted to run along the wall. And then you can also swing across iron bars to clear large gaps, X to run towards a gap, circle to when prompted to swing across a bar to safety. Okie doke. Alright. Oh. Could have had a toughness Z. Oh. Couldn't have done that. Jumping while climbing. While climbing a wall, move L and press circle to jump to another section of the wall. Okay. Alright. Make it look easy. Apparently I was
Hello?
about to fall off.
Anybody here? Coming through. Now, where exactly was the body? There's gotta be some clues that'll give me that.
I'm gonna go with the giant blood stain and the arrow. I mean, I may not be a super detective, but I'm gonna go with there. Might have to go down there though.
Huh? Are these burn marks? What the?
Burn marks on the floor. It looks like there's red powder dusted on the surface, which, I mean, we saw in the intro video, but that is consistent with how a road flare burns. I've burned a lot of road flares over the years, and yeah, it looks like that. So that's something that I would be able to tell right off the bat, even if I didn't have the benefit of knowing that it was red flares. This black stain has got to be blood. So this is where Mikoshiba's body was? Let's look around, see if there's anything else we can get. Yeah, okay. So, new info has been added to my case file. Missing teacher's murder, evidence updated. The arrow must indicate to the body's location. I guess the killer liked to have everything lined up. The building matches up with the photo, so Mikoshiba was alive when he was brought here. So that is an important distinction note. This wasn't just a body dump site. This is the actual location of the murder, which means there may be other trace evidence of the murder around here, spatter or fibers, hairs, things of that nature. So that's what we should be looking for. Which means this is where the murder actually happened, just like I said. Someone's coming? Crap. The cops had to come back to the scene now?
Hey, I heard something. Who's there? State your name and purpose.
Well...
Get some backup over here.
Hey, now, wait a second. Can we maybe talk this out?
Put your hands up and turn around. Who are you and what were you up to? Takayuki Yagami. The Yagami Detective Agency.
Yeah, in Kamurocho.
Weren't you the guy at Serio yesterday? I could have sworn I saw your face there.
Huh? Maybe.
The name's Watanabe. Kanagawa PD Division 1. Charmed, I'm sure.
Kisuke Watanabe. Okay.
This fella here is Sakurai.
Sup?
So, you think barging into a crime scene was a real bright idea?
What, I thought you guys were done here. I figured I could take a look around. What?
You wouldn't happen to be working with Genda Law, would you?
Huh?
You hear on Shirosaki-sensei's business? Saori Shirosaki, right? The grouchy one.
Okay, how'd you know?
Well, it started when Mikoshiba's body turned up. Once our investigation kicked off, we found out about that pervert cop in Tokyo. Seems he knew where the body would be. But when we went to go see him, HQ pumped the brakes. They said no interviews on this one. Much to our amusement, we ended up being directed to Shirosaki, the perv's lawyer.
So the cops met with Saori to learn about Ihara's statement.
So being
That's
that Genda Law office is in Kamurocho, and you're a Kamurocho detective working her case, that means either the two of you are connected, or I'm really losing my touch.
Well, you've certainly got my number. Now that you know, how about taking these cuffs off?
Smooth, but the jury's still out on you, pal. First, you got any thoughts on all that?
On anything specific?
The part about HQ locking us out of interviewing Ihara, smart guy. Here we are with a material witness who it turns out knew about a corpse rotting away for 2 months. And those Tokyo chuckleheads just shut us out. Balls even for those tight asses.
He says HQ, I'm assuming that's Tokyo PD. Seems they're stepping on the local police's toes. So yeah, Tokyo Metropolitan PD is not allowing access to Ihara for the purposes of Kanagawa PD questioning them. Yeah, that stinks. That stinks a lot. Makes me wonder what's actually going on here. If they're protecting him, which is weird considering he was basically thrown under the bus for the other groping charge, which makes me wonder about that too. I mean, it could be the guy's just an evil mastermind, or he could be a puppet in a larger game that we just don't see the whole picture yet. Either way, I like Watanabe and his partner already. He's pretty sharp, connected a lot of dots pretty quick, so that's cool. So let's see what else he's got to say. Any crimes that happen in Ijincho follow under Kanagawa PD's jurisdiction, not Tokyo's, which explains why Watanabe here might be ticked off.
Ihara was Tokyo PD, so wouldn't they want to protect him? They probably want it handled discreetly.
Nah, if only it were that simple. This isn't about protection. They get burnt real bad if they tried to bury this shit under the rug. Besides, not only is this cop a nasty creep, he's got ties to a fucking murder. If another prefecture blows the lid on that, the top brass may as well kiss their jobs goodbye. Heads would roll. They've got to wash the shit stains off their laundry to keep their asses clean.
Yeah, I could see how that makes sense.
Anyway, so HQ told us their boys would look into Ihara. What we had to do was hand them our notes on the murder. Can you believe that crap?
Wow.
Like hell we're gonna bend over for them. But look where that's got us. Now nobody's interrogated Ehara.
Are Kanagawa and Tokyo PD really fighting over who gets the credit? Don't tell me they're that petty.
Like you wouldn't believe.
I just say they're that petty.
The higher-ups play intel hoarding games. Ehara is just sitting pretty. Shit. The cop's supposed to be chasing down the perps. Instead, here I am with my hands tied, bitching to a PI.
So I'm your therapist now.
I was gonna take you down to the station and put the squeeze on you. But if you're a half-decent detective, maybe we could collaborate.
Oh yeah?
I mean, you came all the way from Kamurocho to sniff around here, right? I highly doubt you found much. But tell me something I don't know and maybe the cuffs will fall off.
You proposing a deal?
Depends on if what you've got is worth making one.
This is gonna be such a waste of time. But I want some info from these cops myself. Probably best to collaborate with these guys and give them a little more insight. Well, especially if both of you have angles that are being stymied by different stuff, yeah. Better to share information and intel. Especially since both of you guys are ostensibly trying to find the truth and would, in theory, be on the same side. So, you know, it's gotta be the photo of Hiro. You know, the bloodstain, the arrow, those are both things that Kanagawa PD clearly is identified and probably taken evidence photos of their own for. I would have to think that this photo is, because it showed up in Sawa Sensei's hand and then she handed it over to us, probably something that these detectives haven't seen.
Okay. How about this?
What the hell?
Hiro Mikoshiba. Was this taken here? Right before he died?
Where did you get this? What kind of shit you trying to pull?
I could tell you better with the cuffs off.
You're craftier than I thought. Fine, let him loose. All right, let me get this straight. Right before you met up with this Seiryo High teacher, a strange woman showed up with this photo?
Yeah. I couldn't get a good look at her. But it seems whatever threat she made worked. Sawa-sensei wouldn't say a thing after that.
Saw was the one who supervised Mikoshiba for his student teaching program.
I know that. So, this woman you're talking about must have had it in with the culprits. You know, they were working in a group.
That's quite a revelation. What makes you so sure about that?
Sakurai, show him the photo of the body. And spare me the protocol lecture. I'm sick of this going nowhere. If Hotshot here's gonna look into Ehara for us, we may as well take advantage of it.
You're the boss, Nabe-san.
Ugh. This had to be 2 months after his death. The body looks pretty decayed. Yeah, pretty advanced, considering all of the maggots and everything else. Probably stank like just high heaven, too.
Mikoshiba was last seen alive 2 months ago, October 7th, 6:30 a.m. He was talking to his mother as he exited their house back in the city. Since there were no other sightings of him, it's likely he was abducted a short ways from his home. This had to be done by vehicle, as common sense would tell us. So there must have been at least 2 suspects, a driver and a handler. If it were me, I'd have put 3 on the job.
So that's why you figured it was a group effort. Sounds logical to me.
Mm-hmm. Now, according to the autopsy report, they found food in the poor guy's stomach. Based on how digested it was, we can assume he was killed at least an hour after breakfast, putting it around 7:30. And not long after, he was brought here. His throat was slit with a knife.
That's brutal.
Get all that, Hotshot?
So on the days Mikoshiba went missing, he was abducted near his home and was killed right here no earlier than 7:30 a.m.
And what was our friend Ehara doing at that time? The old perv was walking through Ikebukuro's ticket gates around 7:43 a.m. This was stated in court and corroborated by multiple security tapes.
But if that's true, he couldn't possibly have killed Mikoshiba. It's 30 kilometers between here and Ikebukuro.
Yeah, that's the meat of his alibi. Yet somehow he knew Mikoshiba's body would be discovered 2 months after his arrest, despite being in custody the whole time.
Oh yeah.
But there's no doubt he's connected to the killers. If we just put the screws to him, he'd squeal. Damn it, HQ! Why the hell are we out here working the site if it's already been picked clean?
All right, Nabe-san. Deep breaths.
Yeah. But do you see why we've got to get someone in to talk to Ehara? Hell, beg Shirosaki-sensei for a visit if you have to. HQ can't say squat about his attorney visiting.
Hell of a cop. We only just met and I'm halfway to becoming his gopher. Then again, I guess I do the same thing.
What you said raises some questions of my own, about the crime scene and the body.
Oh yeah? Ask away then.
Cool. To ask about that, let's get some pertinent facts about the crime scene here. So we need to figure out what evidence the police collected. Let's see. So we got both the time of death after 7:30 a.m. Cause of death: slit throat ear to ear with a knife. Okay. Yeah. Okay. We'll ask about the burn marks.
I noticed the burn marks on the floor in the shape of an arrow. What's with that?
Somebody lit flares here, the ones that shoot red smoke. It was only a matter of time before the fire department got called, and they're the ones who stumbled on the body. Pretty obvious the culprit set up a smoke signal to make sure the body got found. They probably had the timing all worked out with Ehara so he could predict the body's discovery from maximum impact. And that's exactly what he did, just as the judge handed down the sentence.
What would be the point of that, though?
For all I know, he just wanted to blow everyone's minds.
Yeah, it could be that he just wanted to make a statement. State of the body.
What shape was the body in when it was found?
Full of maggots and decomposing bad. His hands were zip-tied behind the chair, securing him in place. The cause of death was the throat wound, but before that, they really worked him over. Rough way for the guy to go.
Damn.
They even broke all his fingers. On both hands.
Wow.
That sounds painful.
Fucked up, right?
And thorough.
I'm guessing a professional did this. Could be Yakuza, could be Mafia. Take your pick. We've got some guys checking that angle out too, just to make sure there's no stone left unturned.
Building owner.
Doesn't this place have a manager? I'm sure it wasn't always like this.
There is a property owner. He's been around Ijincho forever, but the building's been deserted for 2 years. Apparently, there was a padlock to keep the homeless out, but it was long gone by the time they found the body. Broken by the killers, most likely.
Okay. Guess we'll do the time
How
of death.
narrow is the window for Mikoshiba's estimated time of death?
Based on how digested his breakfast was, he was killed somewhere between 7:30 and noon on the morning of October 7th.
Pretty impressed you can narrow it down like that with a 2-month-old corpse.
Yeah, well, the window gets much bigger if we consider the possibility that the killers forced Mikoshiba to eat. At any point after the kidnapping, they could have made him eat a typical Mikoshiba family breakfast.
It's possible. All they had to do was make him say what he usually eats.
Good, we're on the same page. Now, if we take into account the decomposition of the body, Mikoshiba's estimated time of death actually ranges from 7:30 a.m. on October 7th all the way to the end of that month. So about 3 weeks.
3 weeks? That's a massive gap. Can't we narrow it down further?
The body's just too decomposed to do that. But expand the time frame all you want. Ehara was in custody through the whole thing, so he couldn't have done the deed.
Right. He spent 2 months behind bars. Hate to think a different crime got him such a strong alibi.
In any case, someone else killed Mikoshiba. If we could just get in the same room as him, we'd know who that is.
Well, yeah, I don't think Ihara is guilty of the murder itself, but I think you have a strong case for conspiracy already, just based on the circumstantial evidence of him knowing the exact position of the body and the location. It's clear he's connected to it. Let's see. Cause of death.
What was the victim's cause of death? The news called it a massive hemorrhage.
Yep. They slit his throat and let him bleed to death. After
Yeesh.
tying him to a chair, the killer stood behind him. And lifting his chin with his left hand, his right hand slid the knife.
Sounds like you guys have that bit on lockdown, huh?
It's one of the few things we're sure of.
Ah, that unlocked regarding the murder.
Has the murder weapon been found?
No, there were no weapons at the scene. A real shame. That'd be some decisive evidence.
So when you said it was a knife, was that a guess based on analyzing the wound?
I wouldn't call it a guess. The coroner outright stated that the weapon was a sharp knife-like instrument.
Okay. And we're all done. No
I think
more
I'm starting to
questions.
get the picture here. That should be it for questions.
Tell me, you detectives out in Kamurocho always this hands-on?
Sorry, what?
I'm saying you guys work quick. We had barely set foot in Seiryu High, and you already had the run of the place. Hell, you even closed in on that Sawa-sensei and got a meeting with her.
I was just lucky to have been there on another case.
Is that right? What? What's wrong?
Somebody's spying on us with binoculars.
No shit?
3 men, 30s probably. The one with binoculars is wearing a black jacket. My number's on my card!
Yagami!
Hey, wait up! You won't get away. Hold up.
Alright, let's get this guy, huh?
Leave me alone!
You won't get away.
Oh, they're just going straight over the cars. I like it.
Leave me alone!
Hold up.
Cut it out!
It's ready to go. You won't get away.
Leave me alone! Give me a break here!
Hold up.
Get away from me! Give me a break
You won't
here!
get away. Give it up already.
This guy does not sound like a hardcore criminal. So let's see what's up with this guy.
Damn, hotshot. You're quick on your feet. So let's hear why this fool had eyes on us.
He claims he just wanted to see the scene for himself.
It's true. Ask the other 2 guys with me. They'll be here any minute.
So you were here gawking, is that it? Better than busting in like you own the place.
I thought that was water under the bridge.
So, who are you? Why'd you run?
I ran because I saw a cop jump out a window and charge at me. Are you saying you'd stick around if you saw that?
He thinks you're a cop. Should we get you a badge and a hat?
I'd be honored.
You have any ID on you?
Will my license work?
Akake-san, age 30.
What do you do for work?
Oh, I'm just a professional pencil pusher. Biotech, planning and management.
Are your other two pals biologists too?
No, one's an investor and the other's a consultant. We all went to high school together.
Says here you have a Tokyo address. What brings you to Yokohama?
Oh, well, I'm organizing a class reunion in Chinatown. So I came to scope out the location in advance.
This ain't the way to Chinatown, pal.
Oh, we thought since we came all the way to Yokohama, we might as well peek at the crime scene.
Pretty morbid idea, isn't it?
I suppose.
What high school did you all attend?
Kurakawa Academy, a private school in Tokyo.
So it's not certified. Man, these guys seriously not linked to the crime in any way? But why would a bunch of guys from a high school in Tokyo want to have a random reunion in Chinatown here in Yokohama? That doesn't make a whole lot of sense.
Hey, over here!
We'll need to verify your buddy's identification as well. I suggest you all cooperate. Nabe-san!
All right, you jokers are free to go. Appreciate you being so civil. I guess that settles it. We're just dumbass rubberneckers. Tough break, huh? After all you went through chasing them down.
I don't mind. I'm autos to always swing for the fences.
Yeah, well, your strikeout was pretty amusing. The guy who goes down swinging is alright in my book. Now that that's settled, give my regards to Shirosaki-sensei. Hope you get some dirt on Ihara soon.
Well, that was interesting. I'm starting to piece things together. It's a good timing for a chat with Saori-san, actually. But for now, I should head back to Yokohama 99. Then I can give Saori-san a call. Yeah, we can head on back to the 99. Okay, so we got a boatload of evidence and persons of interest. So, got a little bit of extra bonus in this video. So in the next video, we'll head bound back to the 99. Make sure you guys like and subscribe. Please help support the channel. Leave any comments if you want. Engagement would be awesome. And we'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.